Open your book to page 162. Follow along as I read out loud chapter 29. Minli's screams seemed to freeze in the air. The tiger leapt at her, his scowling mouth glittering with pointed teeth, his blade-like claws rushing toward her. Minli knew there was no escape. But a flash of red violently knocked the attacking claw away. Minli gasped as Dragon roared, the tiger's claws ripping into his arm. With the brutal force of his other arm, the dragon threw the tiger back, forcing it to fly in the air. "Go away!" Dragon thundered, in a voice that even made Minli quake. She would never have imagined Dragon could speak that way. The tiger glared like a spoiled child. Minli could now see it was not an ordinary tiger. It was bigger than a horse or a buffalo, and it was dark, dusty green, like the color of sand dirtied from ocean foam. Even in the dim light of the moon, Minli could see its eyes glower with malevolence. "Go!" Dragon commanded again. Minli realized she had forgotten how big Dragon was. The tiger was large, but Dragon was bigger, with the viciousness of the tiger's expression made them seem evenly matched. But the tiger gave another malicious snarl and turned away. Dragon stood his full height until even the tiger's moonlit shadow disappeared from view. "Are you all right?" Dragon asked finally. "That tiger," Minli said in a daze, "that tiger was going to kill me." "I know," Dragon said. "That tiger was truly evil. When you screamed, I could feel it." And strangely, without knowing why, Minli burst into tears. The tiger's roar still echoed in her ears, and she could still see his cruel claws and eyes. Now that he was gone, her terror flooded out of her. "It's okay," the dragon said, gently putting his arm on her shoulders. It was then Minli saw the 4 long gashes bleeding on Dragon's arm. The tiger's claws had been sharp, and the slashes were deep. Minli shook herself and brushed her tears away. "You're hurt," Minli said, looking at the cuts, which were already starting to swell. "It is all right," Dragon said. "Don't worry. Dragons heal quickly." They walked back into the cave, and Minli poured water on the wounds to clean them. She wrapped her blanket around Dragon's arm, but it continued to slowly bleed. As he lay down, Minli noticed Dragon's eyes fade and blur. "I'm starting to feel strange," Dragon said huskily. "Perhaps I will sleep." "Okay," Minli said. "You sleep. Maybe when you wake up, you'll feel better." But Minli felt as if she had swallowed a frozen rock. Something was wrong with Dragon. She knew it. Through the night, his breathing grew hoarser, and his skin was damp. Every time she unwrapped the blanket, she grimaced. The ugly wounds had turned black. An evil-looking liquid was starting to seep. Minli shivered, and it was not from the cold. "He's getting weaker," Minli thought. "Something is very wrong. I have to do something. Dragon needs help, but I don't want to leave him. What am I going to do?" By the time the first light of the sun crept into the cave, Dragon's breathing was rough. When Minli shook him, he did not wake up. Minli felt a surge of panic. "I don't know what to do," she thought desperately. Her quick-thinking mind darted like a flustered butterfly. "I know," she thought. "I'll go to that village. Maybe someone there will know what to do." Minli stood up and whispered into Dragon's ear, "I'm going to get help. I'll be back soon, I promise. Just hold on until then, okay?" But Dragon did not respond, and Minli felt tears start to form in her eyes. Quickly, without even gathering her things, she turned and left. It was mid-morning outside, and Minli squinted in the sun. The wind was still blew bitterly, but she didn't even notice. Instead, Min Lee began to run toward the patch of yellow in the distance.